Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea. Good news, put the Viagra away because I got something else that will get you excited. We've got Clem versus Rogue over here in a best of 3. And these two players, whenever they fight, it gets good. Alright, it gets solid. Clem, for a while, it felt like he was unbeatable in this matchup, in these best of 3s, best of 5s. And then Rogue just showed that he could take him on in the late game, blasting him with this mass overseer style. We even saw Clem complain a little bit about it in the past, like freaking 7,000 changelings just running in forward. And so far, Rogue has been the only person to successfully make it work, which is honestly just impressive. It is rare in StarCraft 2 that there is a style that is effective at the highest level that doesn't get copied by other players because it is either too difficult to copy or because other people do not quite understand how it's supposed to be played. We're at a stage, this is late stage StarCraft 2, all right? We know when something, like if something works, people generally can copy it because everyone has very good mechanics, but Rogue is one of the only players that is really making this work on the regular, and that is really what it gets me waking up in the mornings these days. Is like just thinking about Rogue and his Zerg versus Terran, and it's like, oh, good lord, that's great. All right, what do you have over here? We have a Reaper opener, fast CC, nothing too interesting. Clem, despite being a very interesting person, is one of the most boring openers in Terran versus Zerg. Like, he's not the type of guy that opens up with anything wild. The last time he built a Marine first, he threw away his keyboard because there must have been something wrong with his keyboard. There's no way this guy doesn't open up with that Reaper into Marine, get the SCV Scout into the line block. This is one of the most common openers in Terran versus Zerg that Clem loves using. It gives you the Scout, but also blocks the opponent's third base for a little bit. Reaper runs in. It's going to deal some damage against these bad boys. Now, the reason why I don't want this base is maybe there's some nasty position. I guess you can take this as a fourth. Are there any rough positions here? This is a map we haven't actually seen in the map pool. We have seen it in tournament map pools, but we haven't seen it in the ladder map pool quite yet. So I don't think it's ever going to get into the ladder map pool, but it's it's a map. It absolutely is a map. And it is being played right now here. This is from Maestros of the Game, by the way, the French tournament. That's also going to have an offline finals on, I believe, the 27th of September. So if you got nothing to do that day and you happen to be French, and now you do have something to do. Although I do believe the ticket's already sold out, so I'm sorry if I got you guys excited there for a second. He's like, oh, offline event. Oh, never mind, sold out. Maybe you can sneak in. Maybe you can work there as a volunteer. And instead of actually doing the work, you just watch the games the entire time. That's what I would do. Or you actually do the work as a volunteer and still watch the games the entire time. So we got, 2-on-1. No, it's not. Sorry, it's a starboard. My apologies. So we're going to go Banshee. This is the most standard Clem opener that there is. Actually, it could also be Liberator here, couldn't it? Starboard is a little late. Gas is a little bit late as well. We have Fast Hellions. Gonna drive by into the main base. Speed here got cancelled and rebuilt. I wonder if Clem saw that start. So Clem wanted to get the read on that. Basically wanting to know, hey, is this speed or is this not speed? And I am not entirely sure. I think it's going to get cancelled again. Yep, there we go. Speed is going to get cancelled. So we'll see a Roach Warren being thrown down relatively soon. It's going to be placed into the wall. Should start right. Yep, there we go. Right about now. Got to go high queen count. So this is, and when I say high, this is not going to be 9 queens. Most of the time it's going to be 7 or 8 with this type of setup. And that hopefully will be enough. Behind this, indeed, it's going to be Banshee. We have the extra barracks already coming in here for Clem. Look at that, 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Boom, right on the dot. Clem knows when to build these extra barracks because he's been playing this build for 6 years straight. If he wouldn't know when to build the barracks by now, I'd be a little bit worried. And perhaps a brain scan would be a wise investment of his 2024 World Championship winnings. I don't actually know how much a brain scan is in France. Maybe it's rare in France. Most people don't have a brain there. No, that's not true. The French are really smart, I bet. Wouldn't want to crap talk them. I just got like a fat replay pack from the French casters. You know, this is not the time to talk bad. The French right now, they're definitely in my good book. Love those folks. Absolutely love them. It's probably because I'm not a snail and they don't want to eat me. Okay, Banshee's going to go into the natural here. Ooh, Spore is late. This is supposed to go down at 4:55. Instead, it went down at 5. And look at that. It's not in time. It's almost as if the timings for the spores have a reason for them. Rogue loses the drone for free. It's not entirely free because he did get 2 hits onto this Banshee, which doesn't seem like a big deal because it's not a big deal. 2 hits is not enough to really deal a serious amount of damage. Double Roach, 6 queens here as a start, and 64 workers already done right now. Rogue is absolutely cooking. Okay, I did not know he was capable of doing this. I had never imagined Rogue in the kitchen, but now it's all I can think of. Rogue in a cute apron, tossing the pan with the onions as the room fills up with a creamy garlic smell. This build is truly starting to look good. Oh, these rocks are annoying as hell. I think this base might die. I want to micro these queens a little bit better. Could also consider not microing them at all. Oh my god. He forgot to cancel. The reason he forgot to cancel is because these Hellions were busy with the Tour de Rogue. It's going around the Rogue's base, seeing all the interesting sights. Not on a bicycle this time, which is of course what a French person like Clem would like to do. So he's used to in his home country, the Tour de France. But no, had to do it in a car. Hit a couple of drones on the way out as well. There you go. What are we playing? Oh, it's going to be 8 racks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Love to hear it. Just got a notification on my watch. I didn't even know my phone was connected to my watch. It could happen. That the riff of the day is TNT by AC/DC. I don't even know what the riff of the day is, but I guess I know what I'll be doing later tonight. TNT. This base is cooked, isn't it? It's a neat high ground here. There's some creep that kind of leads up to this. If you have like one more set of tumors, this move out becomes significantly worse. But because you all like now you can just take the high ground and you can set up your tank over here. Otherwise the tank needs to be set up over here. You have way more time. Ravagers are much better as well against the tank in that case because you have some vision and you don't have to attack up a high ground. I still do believe that Rogue should be fine. He misses his biles. Maybe he's not fine. Where are the queens? Where is the royalty when you need it? Oh no. This reminds me of the Netherlands in 1940 when our queen fled when it got dicey. Stayed in England for 5 years. And these queens, yeah, they show up when the war is over. Time to cash my checks again, is what they say. But you would have been welcomed while it, you know, while stuff still was happening. 6 queens. None of them were in the battle. A couple of transfuses actually help a lot against low marine counts. And this initial fight, I think, was good enough for Clem, where now he feels comfortable that he can just kind of push through the middle of the map. Look at this. This position is bananas as well. What is our boss playing here? Our good friend Rogue. He has no Vipers out on the way. I think he's just actually going to straight up die here. I don't see how he's not going to die. Look how many Marines we have. This tank isn't even shooting. That is how certain Clem is of his position. This guy gets in the event result. This guy hasn't seen any action. Just staring at a freaking wall. They're nice rocks. Love the cacti. Meanwhile, these Marines are putting in all the hard work. And I think they're just going to win the game here. Clem apparently had a good enough early game. Had a good enough early attack. Where he killed so many roaches. And Rogue will be forced to tap out with a GG. A fantastic first win there for Clem. Perhaps even the best win for Clem. Ooh. It's gonna go for a 2-Rex Reaper. Oh, Clem. This is nasty. This is nasty. Personally, now I am not a Terran player, but if I was a Terran player and I would be up 1-0 in such a dominant fashion, and I'm playing against Rogue or Shin, I would never play this build. So the reason why Clem plays this build is because he's used to playing against the Europeans, okay? If Cyril or Raynor is down 1-0 against Clem, and then Clem pulls out this build, they're never going to all-in him. Because they're afraid. They're like, oh, I don't want to lose this series by doing some stupid all-in. Rogue, he doesn't give a crap. This guy was in the military for 2 years, okay? He dug tunnels. And bridges is what he built. I was talking once with Gumio and Ryang. And Ryang told me that when they were in the army, every day They would go to like freaking mountains with shovels and they would just dig with freaking shovels for like 8 hours a day, and they'd go back home. And Gumio actually said that he was, I think he was part of like the tank squadron. So he had to practice reloading tanks with like the massive tank shells. And apparently these are super heavy. He said like 30, 40 kilos, and he had to like reload them like in a very small space inside of the tank. He said it was awful. So imagine what it must have been like for Rogue, you know? Like Rogue in the military, like he had a tough time there. But it made him also mentally tough. And now he knows, you know, he sees the double racks. Hey, this guy, he's going to throw down a freaking Roadhorn or a Baling Nest. Like, Rogue is the type of guy that when he's behind, he's more likely to all in you. He's like, I couldn't win in macro against you. Hell yeah, you give me an opportunity to cheat. Yeah, oh, look at that. How are we surprised we're not? So, Clem, all he needs to do right now is scout that Roadhorn and not die. That sounds very simple, but it's not. Rogue has very solid execution when it comes to these types of things. If you follow this up with a Banshee, I'm not even sure if the Banshees are fast enough. So we've seen some like factory into Banshee builds behind this. It's not super common. I do believe that's what's going to happen. Is he going to low ground triple CC? No, okay, it's going to be factory in the wall rather than reactor tech lab. But I don't think it's going to be in time. Okay, Reaper is going to go in. Reapers are going to go in. I'm not going to get the kills though. Have we killed a single Reaper at all? No, one Ling has gone down. 3 Roaches now on the way. It's going to be triple CC factory. Drone count is pathetic over here, though. The first Roaches are about to pop out. Another Ling goes down. Maybe one more will fall. Queen count only at 2. This should be highly suspicious already for Clem. As we see Clem trying to sneak in. Does not quite succeed. One Reaper here is gonna fall. Second Reaper will stay alive. And the Roaches get spotted. And now it's a race against the clock. Well, against the clock, with the clock. It is a race. It's not against the clock, it's against the tank coming out, which I guess is based on a timer, and thus it's a race against the clock. It's going to go for a Cyclone, which is going to... So this is short-term safety, and like maybe better results, but long-term you're less safe, and we'll get into that later. Because these things, this is not necessarily the full all-in yet, okay? I can actually read people's minds. Look at this. Unless he builds a third base now. Okay, wait. We'll hold this thought while we take a look at this. This shouldn't kill. This is not meant to kill. This is a warning shot, you know? This is Rogue saying, be careful, my dear friend, because I have a gun, okay? He's like, I have a gun now, and I can use this gun whenever, wherever. We were meant to be together. That is what Rogue is saying right now to Clem, all right? Do a fantastic job, Micron, by the way. Not losing Roaches here against the Cyclone so far, just this one as the first, is actually a huge deal. It's not going to get the factory before this tank comes out, which is obviously frustrating. Ooh, it's a couple of trades here as well. Oh, lots of units now going down. Clem is going to push this back, and Clem is in a violently good position right now. And Rogue is actually following this up with another all-in. So this is kind of what I was expecting, is an all-in. Like a warning shot into a real shot. So people, you know, usually they go like, oh, this guy's got a gun. We got to calm down a bit. But, yeah, Rogue just shoots again instantly usually. So a warning shot and boom, straight in the knee. Even if you're walking away. Like, all right, got the warning shot. Bam. Just when you expect it the least. Rogue doesn't give a crap. So he's going to go again. This does look like it has some potential. There's only a single tank. Clem moving across the map here is... This is what we'd call ambitious. Very, very ambitious. Hell, this is so ambitious that I'd almost not recommend it anymore. This is at the interview telling the guy that's interviewing that you're coming for his job, you know? You meet the CEO. You take a look at his chair and say, I'm going to be sitting there next year. This is not good. I don't think you have much more time with this company, Clem. As the Roaches and Lings are moving across the map. Rogue will be fine giving up this base. Clem does not realize there is 0 workers here. And that is a bad sign that if there's 0 workers there. And here come the Lings. Here come the Roaches. And there goes Clem's chances of ever really holding this. As the bunker's going to get surrounded. Marines are going to die. There is no defensive setup whatsoever for the Terran player. No secondary wall either. The Ravagers, they waddle in with their bouncy butts. Let's see if we can get the stim down before it finishes up. That would be a very big deal. Does not seem to be what Rogue is going for, though. Rogue says, you know what? If I kill all of your workers, you have no workers left. And that does check out. That's going to be his plan. This Overlord here takes some heat. That's fine, too. Oh. We have pretty much our final fight over here right now. This tank is going to get knocked out. And perhaps not killing the stim wasn't a mistake, because stim won't even finish. The score is all tied. And our final game will be played here on Maganata. Clem goes back to the high ground barracks. Yeah, I'm really not surprised. They have seen what I saw in that previous game. It is common. It is common when we watch Rogue that he pulls these types of shenanigans, you know. He looks at a situation and asks himself not, how do I survive, but how does my opponent survive? This is why I'd never want to be stranded on an island with Rogue. I don't think he's a very cooperative person. You know, he says, all right, I'll build the shelter, you get some food. You get the food, he takes your food and sleeps in the shelter. It was just for one person. He takes your clothes. He's the type of guy that writes the SOS on the island, you know? They come and he forgets about you, they just pick him up. No one else. It's a Rogue in a nutshell, he just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. Yeah, he's here to win, not to make friends. Imagine this is your job. Just shooting your tiny gun at like this massive block and say, you stand next to it. I swear nothing bad is gonna happen. Sniff it. Put your nose in it, Reaper. Yeah, alright. Alright, let's get the drone here. The drone is freaking tiny, and then it turns into like these massive muscles around the extractor. That is freaking wild. It's not how it's supposed to be. It ain't natural, I say. Double Hellion. We have a barracks. We have a star... No starport. Second barracks is what it's going to be. Look at this. There you go. Second barracks. 4-car? 4-car. I think it's going to be 4 cars. Yeah. Love to see it. And potentially a quick Hellion run by as well. This is something that Clem has been doing as of late. Is where he'll get 2 fast cars. Then just run them in as fast as he can. Kind of use the fact that they're so fast. Metabolic boost already done. And we have 4 links, 3 queens total. Ooh, he's going to try and catch the Reaper here. Is he going to get it? I think the answer is no. I don't think so. Because these Hellions are fast, as I said. Links now need to return back home. Or they're going to... Oh, yeah, they are going to return back home. Sometimes you get to run these across the map and it feels so freaking good, let me tell you. However, when you don't get to run them across the map, it doesn't feel quite as neat. We're going to have 2-1-1, triple CC. Gonna get a reactor on this factory as well. And we have a base. We have a base. Roach Warren's coming up here behind all of this. Ooh, 1, 2 more is going to get knocked out by Clem. Beautiful micro. 1 shot with the Hellions, then 2 more shots with the Reaper, and he knew he was gonna get that tumor. That is just years of experience. Knowing what needs to be done. We're not seeing any extra gases quite yet, by the way. So this Roach Warren is purely defensive. Question mark, exclamation mark. Yeah, layer comes in. So usually we see higher gas counts much faster. If we want to go for like a Ravager Ling. In this case, Ravager Ling actually would have been great. It actually would have been great. Because you're playing against a 2-on-1. Like you could have maybe done something there. There's no Banshees, there's no tanks, no none. Stim is very fast though. So that could be an issue. Alright, here we go. 3, 4, 5 roaches coming in right now. We have 47 drones only. That is a low drone count. That is a surprisingly low drone count. I love the Overlord spread, by the way. Look where he's moving. All into dead spaces. Making sure that these Overlords are safe. Very precise play out of Rogue. Very precise. He's adding in more roaches as well. I'm waiting to see whether there's going to be like a carapace upgrade or if there's some other plan. Is this like a... Is this going to be like a no upgrade roach all in? Or what are we doing here? This is 4 gas right now, but it is low drone count. Now we're getting 7 more drones. We have 0 upgrades. We're getting extra gases. He's been building so many roaches so early. We have 10 roaches and 7 queens. Alright, let's see what we got over here. 5 queens in the front. Ovi is dead. That is sloppy. For someone as precise as Rogue, that is very sloppy. Creep Tumor is not being taken out though. As this Ling Run By is being sent back. Forward base does get up. We get the redrop. This Overlord in trouble. And when I say in trouble, I mean freaking dead. No way, that thing survives. There you go. Look how careful Clem is as well. Does not want to lose any of these Marines. Hellions now try to run by into the third base where there is really nothing in position to deal with it. Rogue with a late pull away as well. Can he wall? No, he doesn't need to. Does manage to stay alive as these medevacs take a serious beating. Infestation Pit, Carapace, Bailing Nest. But look at the upgrades here. We have 1-1 halfway done. We have Carapace just now starting. I don't know if this was a forgotten upgrade or what the hell this is, but it does not feel nice, let me tell you. These roaches now moving out. We'll get a clear on at least one of these aliens. Make that 2. Make that 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, and Reaper. Oh my god. Clem forgetting to multitask there. Was just single tasking. Did not get a whole lot done though. Cleared some creep. We have the 5 roaches over here. Can you unload into this? No, you can't. So he's going to unload ahead of time. What is our transition for Clem, by the way? He's on what? He's on 5 barracks. Pumping 1 Marauder at a time. Single tech lab. Okay. I kind of dig the vibes of that. I really do. Clem believes that he can move across the map and make a play. He has 1-1 upgrades. Look how hard this hits, by the way. This is one of the timings, if you're a Terran, you should know about. Like the 2-tank 1-1 combat shield timing is so freaking strong. This is so good. It so frequently kills people. It hits at around 720. And you get a lot of map control out of it as well. You can often make plays with like the second medevac drop towards a different side, which is what we frequently see. You kind of have this setup. Maybe you attack, maybe you don't commit. And then these two medevacs can go anywhere they want. They can go wherever they like. Yeah. Stacks on deck. Medevacs on ice. Oh, I'm gonna get a redrop over here. Yeah, this tumor dying would actually kind of suck. These Ravagers are far in front. Need to be very careful. One medevac does end up going down. That's a good defense. Medevacs are now gonna get attacked by Lynx. These Lynx are not gonna survive though. We're 8 minutes into the game and Vipers are now on the way out. Hydra then gets constructed too. There's a Spore in the natural here. That's scary for Clem. Queens are going to show up here as well. 5th base needs to start soon. 84 workers to 66. Despite the fast 4th, Clem's eco actually blows. It is not good. It is bad. It is a sucky economy. We have 4 mines at home. We have bad supply for Clem. 166 to 175. Upgrades are much better though for our Terran player. He's already started his 2-2 against someone that hasn't started a 2-2. Do we have Infestors yet? No, right. We're going Vipers. This is a Viper game. Ooh. 5 Banelings here. I love that he doesn't dare going in. He's like, ooh, I have 6 Banes and he has 10 Marines. And against Clem, that is a losing fight. So, no cancel on the hatchery. Good move out of Clem. Adrenal Glands, a Lurker then. No upgrades yet. Can we get an update on that, Rogue? What about at least the Carapace upgrade? Could I interest you in that? You should be interested in that because Carapace is so freaking important against Terran. Like, you won't believe it. Still hasn't started it. Here we go. A couple of piles are going to hit. Ooh, Fungal and Blinding Clouds are good. Are very good, actually. Or the first, this one was good. The right one, I'm not a huge fan of. Both of the Vipers do manage to stay alive. Left side should be killable here. I think, yeah. Lynx plus Queens are going to be enough. There's not that many Banelings in this force anymore. No Overseer means that these things could actually be very painful to deal with. That was a good initial mine shot. Carapace now finally starts here as this is going to get pushed back. It's going to cost Clem a lot of the mines. It's going to cost him this tank as well. Yep, there we go. Highly overstimmed army. I think at this point Parasitic Bombs would be huge. Another thing that is huge is the 2-2 versus 1-1. This is going to honestly create a massive gap between the upgrades of the players. Heavily in favor of Clem here, who continues pushing on further and further. And I mean, with pure buy, oh, that was a big stim. I think that stim might have been shot a little bit too fast. Look how low this army is. We're legitimately like a big Baneling hit away from this game ending as the Lurkers do try to burrow and they burrow in time. No Seismic Spines in the mix though, as this, ooh, big Parasitic Bomb. Big Parasitic Bomb. Do we have any lurkers down here? No, we don't. That means this army most likely is toast. These lurkers are not really helping out either. Clem is going to get picked up a little bit there from the sides. Army on the bottom side is also winning here for Rogue. Just walking to a couple of mines. Needs to be careful. Gets himself in the face with some Ravager biles. 6 drones end up dying as a medevac gets shot by a spore. 174 supply to 199. Clem needs to be careful here. He does not want to get in a situation where he keeps throwing stuff at the opponent and nothing really sticks at the wall. And you need stuff to stick at the wall. You need to build onto something. And he just keeps losing mines. He doesn't have a tank backup. So there is a scary moment in which there will be like 7, 8, 9 lurkers. And if Clem ever truly gets pushed back and lurkers get across the map, the game ends. So Clem needs to continue being aggressive without losing too much. Oh, lurker here on the right is dealing some serious damage. We get a scan out of there. More lurkers now moving in forward. Mine is not going to connect. Lurker count is at 6. Worker count at 82. We have 5 bases set up. We need a lurker down here, by the way. Like, legitimately, 1 lurker here would help so much in these types of fights. As right now, we're going to get our +2 carapace to finish up. Instantly needs to start +3. So that the timing in which he's down an upgrade will be, you know, minimal. Here come links. I don't think the mine is going to connect with this, is it? No, no way. Oh, it's a nice amount of links. That actually is a nice amount of links. Gonna get like maybe a worker or 2. Pulls this army kind of out of position though. Just a single lurker here would be so big. I can't stress how big it actually would be. No Viper being here is also really a crime. Just like a small crime. Like less than a felony. Like a misdemeanor. It's not the end of the world. Like, that's not going to be the deciding thing, but just having a Viper and you can throw like an occasional parasitic bomb, it really blows the... It kind of... Yeah, it blows up the momentum of the Terran player because they have to send back the medevacs to repair or they keep flying nearby, which is nice for continuing to push, but then eventually they die, which can be frustrating too, you know? It's probably worse even if they die. Lurkers here are setting up. There's a bunch of ghosts out though. We get good snipes down too. Clem is so good at setting up these engagements, and Rogue is completely out of position here. Now it's gonna start walking in. 4 lurkers have gone down there. Bottom side has 3 lurkers on the way, but they're not in position. This is why I said we need something here. We need defenses here. As Clem comes in, he's going to snipe the 5th base. We had that F2 army move towards the top side. Now we get 3 lurkers, but I think the marauder count here is good enough to clear those as well. No, there is concussive shell. This is wild. This is one moment of inattention here out of Rogue, and he loses a base. He loses a bunch of lurkers, and the advantage that he had when it came to the lurkers is now pretty much gone, which is a problem. It actually is a huge problem. Rogue wants to get across the map, but he's just not getting there. He's not even managing to stabilize properly. Ghost count continues to rise. 2nd starport, fusion core, all is on the way here. What can he do? What can Rogue do here? Ooh. He's going to lose 2 lurkers again. This army is going to get picked up and pushed back. We have a lot of units. The first Nidus now comes into the main base. Clem already pre-stimmed. When he saw the Overlord moving forward, he knew what was going to happen. As this army, or this Ling attack is going to connect with the workers here. But we have so many orbitals already. Where are we at? 7 orbitals. There you go. It took a while for me to find out where the hell that orbital command icon was. 7 orbital commands, lots of scans, lots of mules. Lots of good, juicy stuff. This base is going to get cleared here once more. Oh, nasty snipe on that morphing lurker. Clem does need to be careful. His mine count isn't necessarily high, and there's no liberators for support, but Clem believes he can do it. Start sniping some of these hydras down as well, and I do like that. There's a lot of supply right now falling. 1 lurker on the other side of the map. 2nd lurker is going to show up, and we still have this Overlord nearby. 5th base falls for a 2nd time. As I don't actually think these lurkers are good enough. I don't think this is enough stuff. I don't think he can actually do it. I don't think Rogue can hold. GG gets called. Clem is going to win this game and does win the series with a 2-1 score. After losing game 2 and all in, he says the macro games are mine. And indeed, they were.